Greetings, loyalists and heretics. Welcome to Iron and Ceramite, where we once again enter the warp without an astropath.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Iron and Ceramite podcast. My name is John and as always I'm joined by my co-hosts Tommy.
Hello.
Dave.
Hi guys.
Shane.
Hello.
And Glenn.
All right.
Thanks for joining us. As you are well aware, we've just had the Warhammer Skulls event for all the new video games and stuff coming out. So we're just doing a quick video where we review and just talk about anything that we're excited about or what we thought about the releases. So if everybody's excited and ready to go, we'll get into it. So as we said, we're moving on to the Skulls event that just happened. Who did watch it or who didn't watch it?
I watched the live stream.
Yeah.
No.
What did you guys think, like, of all the sort of announcements and releases? I wasn't really sure what to expect, but I feel like a lot of it was updates and DLC content and not too much in the way of new games, although there was a couple.
Yeah, I watched it on YouTube pretty much as soon as they posted it. So I don't know whether because it was half an hour, so I don't know if that took longer on the live stream, Glenn. I don't know if it was like whether they talked between each video like they normally do, or did they just run it straight through?
There was a couple of people popped up to. I didn't see the YouTube stream. It might just have been a recording of what they put up. But yeah, no, there was no kind of people sort of comparing the thing. It was pretty much just video.
Yeah.
It was quite a bit of DLC for stuff, some for very good games, to be fair. But like you say, there was a lot of this is for a game that's already out. There wasn't a lot of look at the new shiny thing.
Well, I watched it on Twitch. It was really weird because obviously we had Warhammer Fest where it was the two hosts, and there was like an intro and it was very structured. So I watched it on Twitch. So they did half an hour of trailers with not a lot of explanation, but then they did do a hosting thing. So I can't remember the guy's name, but he does a lot of the painting tutorials now.
He does the painting. Yeah, I think the YouTube thing was exactly the same then. Yeah,
and then he was with a girl, I can't remember her name, and then they talked about stuff, but they didn't talk about every trailer that came out. They talked about a couple of bits from that and then some different stuff. And it was a very weird, disjointed experience, I thought.
It felt quite, I mean, it was half an hour, but it felt like they were trying to pack a lot in, but what they packed in was maybe some of it was very surface level. But as I said, there were a few bits in there that like made me raise the eyebrow and go, "That's quite interesting." And like you know, I talk about combat cards, but that is running like its own Skulls kind of promotion at the same time. So I think it's almost more for the developers that make this stuff. It's they get involved in it, and it's a way that they get their stuff pushed. Which is why I don't know. It felt quite quick and not really announced until suddenly I saw the video and was like, "Oh, this was happening."
Yeah, we'll breeze through what they did announce. So mostly, so some updates here for Total Warhammer 2 and Total Warhammer 3, and then Underworld. So it's just like DLC. Does anyone play any of these at all, or got anything to really go into?
No, I don't play. I know Total War is like well liked in the I suppose game playing community of Warhammer. And I know, like as I mentioned earlier, like I've been playing Rights of War, which is kind of like a precursor to these. But other than that, I'm sure there'll be a lot of people that will be really pleased that this is coming. But yeah, I don't play them.
Yeah, I think it's like a couple more factions and missions for all of it, really. So if you're playing them already, you're just going to get a bit more of what you already love. But
I think the Total War 3, that is a new game. That's not a DLC pack. That is the new ones coming out. And I think is it in the current age now as well, whereas the previous Total War games were the old world.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think from memory of watching the video, it seemed to be like the Stormcast and all that kind of stuff. So in that kind of realm, or I could be mixing it up with something else that I watched. But yeah, it'd be good to see, because I like the Total War games for Warhammer. But I just found it really funny that the first Total War Warhammer game that came out after they'd already gone to Age of Sigmar. So you still had like Karl Franz and as the Emperor and all the stuff that is from the old world. But you then go, oh, cool, I want to get that. And oh no, the game's not like that anymore. Oh, okay, right. It's a bit daft, but yeah, obviously they decided to change the system when the game was still in development.
The only thing I know about Total War is that there's an absolute shed load of cinematics and stuff that you can look at on YouTube. There are, I think, I mean, this is before all of this come out. There was at least, I think it was 45 minutes or so of it before all of the new ones, and that was probably a couple of years ago. So God knows what there is now, at least over an hour, I'd say.
Yeah, Total War games are amazing. I haven't actually played the Warhammer ones, but I'm a big fan of games. So I think that they would do it justice, and from what I've seen, gameplay as well is really good. I'm considering actually getting one of these because I love the Total War games, and this is the first sort of announcements that I've had while I've been in the hobby.
So is it online, Dave? Is it all online, or is it like you play against the computer, or you can choose?
Usually for the Total War, and I think it's the same for these ones as well, is there's like a campaign where it's very much sort of like it's a turn-based, and you've basically got to conquer as much as you can of the world. But then you can have online battles as well.
Oh, cool.
And then you can just basically, very, very similar to sort of how you would play on the tabletop, I guess, rather than turn-based. It's just very tactical and points after match. So I think it'd be awesome. So I'm definitely looking at getting the Warhammer game.
Cool.
Right, and then some more other stuff that they come up with. So the first one is Tempestfall, which is like a VR game for Age of Sigmar. And it said on there quite clearly it's still a work in progress. And I think, I mean, as much as you want to sort of immerse yourself into the world and fight, like hopefully by the time this game comes out, the graphics and the gameplay will look a bit nicer than it did in the trailer, because it looks a bit disjointed and glitchy. But otherwise, it's...
but does that always happen on Twitch anyway, and on YouTube and all that sort of thing, doesn't it, usually? Everything's compressed or whatever they say.
I don't know, and it's so early with that one as well. Like, you know, with it being VR as well. Because I think there might have been another VR one, but
there's another VR for 40k coming up.
It looked a bit wonky as well, but I'm sure as it comes forward, it will get a bit better.
Yeah, it's like, because it clearly said like work in progress, but you'd like to think you'll come out with something a little bit more cleaner to make people want to buy. So hopefully closer to the time they'll release some more footage. And then, does anyone have Vermintide 2?
Yeah,
played it.
I've got Vermintide 1, Vermintide 2. Never played either of them.
I mean, because I got Vermintide 2.
I played the first one, and in all honesty, I know some people like it. It's all online. I didn't even know that when I bought it, but I did try it out, and it's really nice when you hit something with a hammer. It makes a nice crunching sound, but there's not a lot to the game, in my opinion, unless you've got a group of mates online who you play it with, sort of like Deathwing. So I sort of went off it quite quick, to be honest.
Yeah. They come out with 2 new DLC packs for that. So if you want to go back into it, there's a bit more there for you. I don't really know too much about it to add. And then there was Stormground, which is apparently the first ever Age of Sigmar strategy war game.
Yeah, that is the first. Yeah, that's the first one that features Age of Sigmar at its launch, which I can't remember when they first started going on about it. It was a couple of weeks ago now, but I remember them going on about being the first one at that point.
So it's just basically pick an army and build it and battle. And I think the 3 you can take for now are Nighthaunt, Maggotkin, and Stormcast Eternals to start with and work your way through. And then you had Soul Arena, which is like, it reminded me of like Clash Royale, where it's just cartoony looking characters, and and they just sort of auto battling in a small arena, and I guess it just is what it is, really. Hope you pick the stronger ones, but another game for your phone. And then the last one on this page is Silver Tower, which apparently adapted from a board game into a video game. Anybody played Silver Tower?
I played Silver Tower as well.
A few games of it. It's quite a nice little mechanic. I enjoyed playing it.
Mm.
Is it a book as well, Silver Tower? It rings a bell as a book. I don't know why.
There's probably associated books to go along with the box game. Same as they brought out Dog Imperium books for the Dog Imperium launch and things like that. So I think there is a couple of tie-in novels at least.
From what you saw, do you reckon it would translate from board game to PC all right?
This is the expansion, so it's already kind of.
It's already out.
It's already the base game's already available online.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool. And then I think that's it for all the Age of Sigmar and Old World stuff. So then we have Warhammer Lost Crusade.
Has anyone played this yet?
Yeah. No.
It's not like the trailer at all.
Every time I see the trailer, I'm like, oh, I really want this. And then I play the game. I downloaded about 3 times and deleted it 3 times.
Yeah, because you forget. It's like, oh, this is awesome. Oh, no, it's this crap again. Oh.
Yeah.
Because this is already out. I think the only reason they put this in was just to say, now you can get it if you live in America. That was the only real additional point I think they put to this one.
Well, I still follow the game on Facebook, and they have really gone like all out doing loads of stuff for the Skulls week. So there's loads of campaigns and giveaways and stuff like that. But not enough to make me go back and actually play the game again.
Yeah. And we've got Chaos Gate Demon Hunters, which looks pretty good, I think. Grey Knights going out hunting demons.
So that was the Aaron Dembski Bowden written one. Is that the one?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Is that not a follow-up to that?
No, that's it. Yes, it was him. That's the one. This is the one where I think there's footage of it as well that's now doing the rounds as a meme. Where it's
really?
like the Grey Knight as he loads up like one of his gauntlets, and it's like me preparing to go and spend a family-sized takeaway budget on plastic soldiers, and like that's like loaded up and going out to Games Workshop. That's quite funny.
Okay, so obviously, sorry, I skipped over Hired Gun. Tom, you're the only one of us who's got this at the minute. So we spoke about it in the podcast, but are you enjoying this?
Yeah, personally, I'm enjoying it. Like I said in the podcast, it's only 28 quid. It's not like a full price game that you'd normally expect, maybe 40, 50, 55 quid even sometimes. There are bugs with it. There are always going to be bugs with it. But they're not as bad as some people make out. I mean, I say that, but everyone's computer is different. Some people are getting no bugs at all. Some people are getting quite a few. But for what it is, it's very atmospheric. There's obviously you get to shoot a bolt gun in it. You get a plasma pistol. You get to run up the walls. You get to all sorts of different upgrades for your cyber mastiff, as you can see, and yourself. Obviously, you're a bounty hunter, so it's pretty cool in the world of Necromunda. And it's like I say, the atmosphere within the game is exceptional. If they can sort the bugs out, it can be a very good game. I don't think it's the longest game to play, but then again, that's reflected in the price. So yeah, I like it so far.
Yeah, so the trailer for this was just to remind us that the game's already out, and they said there's some new skins you can download. But is there anything else you think they could add other than fixing the bugs? Anything they could add to sort of help you out or make it better?
Yeah, definitely. And I've seen, it's not just my opinion, but I've seen other people say online as well. It would have been very cool to have a melee option. I mean, there are melee options. You can, if you get close enough to somebody, you can do a finisher with them with your dagger. Just basically just cut their face off, really, or stab it in their neck or whatever. That's what he does. Or you can. There is a specific upgrade you can have. So you go crazy with a power knife for a short period of time, but you haven't got a said melee weapon. So you can't just draw a sword, for example, or an axe or whatever, and walk around with it until you slice someone open. It's specific things. Mostly, it's a shooter, the whole game. which is fair enough. But I think if they did add that element to it, it would be much more interesting for, replayability, especially because of what I'm told. Potentially, you can get through the main storyline in between like sort of 12 hours, 13 hours, which seems actually like quite a, if it's decent, fair enough. But in today's games that you have, obviously some of them out there like 60, 70 hours. So, but again, like I say, it's reflected in the price. So yeah, that's probably the only thing I've seen apart from the bugs. That would be cool.
Is there a lot of like side quests or collectibles, or is it pretty much one narrative?
There are a lot of side quests. I think, like I say, I haven't gone too far into the game yet. I'm playing a few different games at the moment, but I think it's going to be quite similar, whatever you do. I get that vibe from it. It's almost like I haven't played Doom, but a lot of people have said it's similar to the new Doom games that have been out the last couple. So I'll see how I go with it, but I think it's just one of them games where you go out, you have a bit of fun. It's got some awesome music in it as well, some proper sort of I don't know what you call it. It's a sort of rock music, but it's a little bit. I don't know. It's not quite rock music, if you know what I mean. It's got its own sort of feel to it. When you get into a battle, and it's just a shooter game, a genuine shooter game that has some nice little touches to it, really.
Cool. Cheers, mate. Right, so the next one I'm quite excited to get. Dark Tide. The story's been written by Dan Abnett, who did a bit of a introduction to it. What does everyone think about this one?
Pissed off.
Why?
It's not on the PlayStation.
Oh.
Is this the what's it called one? The VR one? No. This is the 40k version of Vermintide, isn't it?
More or less, yeah.
Yeah, because it's the.
I haven't played Vermintide. Yeah.
It is. It's like the what's the other game? Left 4 Dead. So it's like you're a group horde mode, the group of guys, or group of characters, and just fighting a load of bad guys. And as you said, it is the 40k version of Vermintide.
Okay, because it's because you said like with this one, if it's the same, because you have to rely on your teammates to get through this.
Yeah.
Like so, you can play with up to 3 mates, and then it's like you'll have your specific skills that are going to get you to the end. And if you just run off and do your own thing, and you're greedy, like when you play games with your older brother or younger brother, and you want all the loot and stuff, that's not going to benefit you here.
So a little similar to Deathwing as well, then.
I was going to say, based on Deathwing experiences, you three might struggle.
No, we were.
Follow me, brothers. At least you can't have that in it. But
it depends.
Similar.
When we're less drunk, we work pretty well together. It's the more we sort of tunnel downwards.
Well, me and Dave done quite well when you left.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we thought.
You said that last time.
I don't know what happened, to be honest, when you left.
Yeah. But I like the sound of this one because like you start off as a prisoner, and then the Inquisition come to get you for your skills, and you can earn their trust by going and killing people for them on missions and that. And
so, does anyone know what you can actually play as? Because it looked to me there's obviously like like an ex soldier, an Ogryn. It looked like
there is an Ogryn,
possibly a female warrior of some sort, but I don't know what the other two were after them.
I think it's just specifically humans. You are guardsmen, because Dan Abnett went off on about speaking about humans, not super soldiers, things like that. You are a man or a woman, probably,
or an Ogryn.
I don't know if the Ogryn's an actual playable character. He might be.
I think he is.
I think he's like your tank kind of. Like you get in all of these games, you get different archetypes, right? Or archetypes, and the Ogryn's the tank. You've got the soldier, you've got like your spy, and your assassin type characters, and he's the tank, from what I understand. So it can take a lot, but he's going to be slow and cumbersome, and that's why he's not particularly stealthy.
A good ally to fight the chaos in the Hive City, but other than that,
I think this will be a really good game if you're into that type of game. I think that's the thing. But as I said, I think you've got to be into those sort of horde mode, collaborative games. If that's not your thing, you might struggle.
I want this, but without having to play with other people.
That's exactly it. That's why.
That's. I don't like online gaming with other people.
You might be able to play with computerized characters on your team.
Yeah, well, if it's the same as
sorry,
Vermintide game.
AI.
Obviously, I've played that without other people, but yeah, I wanted to not make me play online.
Mm.
It's not like Glenn's unsociable or anything, though.
Look, I was sociable today. That is me for the next couple of weeks, probably.
And then we've got the new Blood Bowl 3 coming out.
Yeah, I can't wait for this one. Like, I'm really looking forward to this.
I just hope my PC runs it.
Yeah, I had a look straight afterwards, and it's not out for a while. So they
no, it's early next year. Isn't it?
Yeah, they've really put this up early, but I'm very keen to get it as soon as it's available.
Have you got 1 and 2?
I have had. So I had 1 originally when it was out on the PSP, and I've got 2 on the PlayStation now.
Because they were saying this is going to fix a lot of issues they had with 2. So was 2 not as good as 1?
So the guys that make it, Cyanide Studios, they're like a lot of the developers you get. They're quite a small developer, and there's lots of glitches. But it's one of those things that if you love the game, you see past some of the glitches because you just want to play it. And I really liked it, so I didn't really care that sometimes my save disappeared or I had to go and save a couple of times to make sure, or missed a skill here or there. There were all these little glitches, but ultimately it's still just really good to play Blood Bowl. So that you get through it, and from what I've heard is that this is just an improvement on everything and brings in some of the mechanics from the latest tabletop version.
Yeah, the new season. Yeah.
And
to be fair, it was supposed to be out this time, right about this time this year, but it's just been massively delayed. It's not like they put the advertising up really far in advance. It's just the game, unfortunately, has been delayed. Probably COVID didn't help its development last year. But yeah.
And it's still Warhammer Old World as well, which I like.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think they'll ever change Blood Bowl.
No, I don't think so. Well,
it's too entrenched.
And then there was Battle Sector 1 for you, maybe, Tom. It's some Sisters of Battle and Blood Angels fighting a Tyranid invasion on Bowl. And I don't really know what to compare this game to. It was like sort of a...
What style of game is it?
I can't remember. Is it turn-based or is it real-time? No, it's turn-based. It's
turn-based, yeah.
It doesn't interest me in the slightest. I'm sorry.
No.
But there are so many games out there, and I'm not just talking about Warhammer, games in general, where I feel, me personally, that I can get more out of than a turn-based game. And if I wanted to play turn-based, I'll come and play someone at a tabletop game now we can, rather than, digitally. So, no, it doesn't do it for me, unfortunately. But I'm sure you guys, Glenn and Shane, will have a different opinion.
I do want to have a look at this. I've seen a lot of reviews about it, and I quite like. So I don't mind turn-based games online. I'm okay with it, and I do like the look of it. I think there's a lot. I'd be interested to know how the story is, because really, for me, when I play these things, it's for the Battle Sector, for example, is one where I'd be playing it for the story and for the lore. And if you go back to the old PlayStation 3 Space Marine game, it's the same. That was a completely different game, but I still loved it because of the story and how it unfolds as it goes. And Battle Sector has that driving narrative beyond what we already know about the Tyranid sort of attack on Baal. If it just has a compelling narrative, then I'd enjoy playing it regardless. But as I said, I don't think I'll buy it as soon as it's out. I'll have a look and cautiously decide whether it's for me.
Yeah, similar.
And then the last slide we have. So this first one, I'm just going to get it. Shooters, Blood and Teeth, Orcs, and this looked like. Did anyone ever play Metal Slug?
Yeah, I was going to say this was Metal Slug. That's all it reminded me of.
Yeah, and I used to love that. So I'm going to get this one. because Metal Slug with orcs, and it just looked like complete nonsense.
Metal Slug.
Did you ever play it, Tom?
No. What was it on?
Just like,
it was originally an arcade, and then it was out on like Neo Geo, and then you could get it on loads of.
So this is like a 2D game then?
Yeah.
Or like a,
Yeah. 2D
like,
side scroller.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's literally you just keep your finger on the trigger and just keep blasting. Go for it. I mean, these might have a bit more melee, but it looked really good.
Yeah, I might get this one on the Nintendo Switch, which is obviously my kids, but every now and then I pinch it.
So that's it. That's exactly what this game sounds like, isn't it? Something just on a portable device to keep yourself occupied. Yeah, it sounds pretty cool.
That's a good idea. That's how I'm going to sell it. I'm going to say I'm getting it for the kids. Good idea. And then the next VR one was Battle Sister. And this is Sister Battle, basically going around killing cultists in VR. The footage they showed was a bit better than the Nighthawk one, but I don't know if it's just like you said, VR in general, when you're watching someone else do it, was a bit wobbly. But there was some cool stuff going on in the background. You saw some Chaos Marines, some Titans walking around. So you're going to get more immersed into the 40k universe. I think they probably throw a bit of everything for you to just take in, I guess. Look pretty good.
For you guys who watched the show, did you see any mention, and obviously I got a vested interest because I've got a PlayStation, of Sony or a PlayStation and anything? To me, it seems like it was the Oculus, Windows, obviously like Xbox. I didn't see any mention of that, so I'm getting a bit worried about if anything, everything's pretty much.
What, for Battle Sister or?
A lot on the whole program so far, I haven't seen, other than obviously Hired Gun, I haven't seen any mention on the bottom about the PlayStation or Sony. Everything that's linked.
A fair amount of the games that were coming out, they're either sort of just PC, or if it's on the Xbox, they're on the PlayStation as well. I think that last 40k game that we were talking about, Dark
Tide.
That's not.
Yeah, that's it.
That's not.
That's Xbox specific, but I think most of the rest of them, they're either PC or all consoles.
Okay, cool.
And then the last one was Dakar Squadron. That's one that's already out. So this was just an update, I think.
Yeah.
It's
a bit like a little off-shooter flying game.
Yeah, and they've stolen a bunch of ships from. They were flying around in a Necron ship, weren't they, in the trailer?
One of the cross-ons. I don't know.
Yeah. So other than that, I mean, so anyone must-have game that they've seen from what we've just gone through?
I'd like to say Dark Tide if I could have got it. Honestly, if I had ever get a PC, then I'd probably go for that one out of a lot of them.
Yeah. For me, it's probably Blood Bowl 3. That would be the one that I'm hanging out for the most.
Yes, that.
Dave?
Yeah, I'll probably go for Warhammer Total War.
Yeah. 2 or 3?
2 first, and then 3 when it comes out.
Fair enough. And then, I want to get Shooter's Blood and Teeth for the kids. And then I'll probably get Dark Tide as well.
Yes. As always, thanks for watching. On the screen now is how you can find us and support us. On Instagram, we are Iron and Ceramite, and use the hashtag Iron and Ceramite for the chance to, for us to promote you on our stories. I'm sure a few of us will do it on our own personal pages as well. Anyone who's got Facebook, if you search for us as well. Tommy's made a Iron and Ceramite group. Again, just sharing a load of nonsense, but always glad to hear from different people. So follow us on that and then get in touch. Obviously, if you're watching on YouTube, search Iron and Ceramite. A lot of our other, not just the pod, but we've got the Librarius Omnis, Hobby Bashing, Archaeotech Simulation, all different series. So you may be interested in them. Go and check them out as well. If you follow podcasts, we're on all good podcast services, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Again, just search Iron and Ceramite. We are on Twitch. We haven't done anything on Twitch really, but eventually we will. So do follow us on that. Again, Iron and Ceramite. Patreon, you can very generously donate £5 a month. That will all go into the podcast, same as if you, we are Element Games affiliated. If you add that when you the link on the screen when you make a purchase, it gives us a little bit of money to then put back into the podcast. Obviously, we're hoping to grow, buy better equipment, do battle reports, etc. in the future. So, if you can follow us on there with that, that'd be great. Greatly appreciated, and thanks for watching.
Awesome.
As always, we would like to thank you for listening to our Iron and Ceramite podcast. If you liked us, then you can also find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and any other good podcast services. Just remember, in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war.